Halloween is one of my favorite times of the year, especially as a kid growing up. I loved it when YTV would have their spooky, scary special programming leading up to Halloween. And I just love horror movies in general. So I thought that since some of you may not be able to go out trick-or-treating this year due to the current state of the world, why not dig through the Transformers archives and find some episodes that you could watch that would be appropriate for this season. It's funny how for a franchise that's all about disguise, there aren't many actual Halloween episodes in Transformers cartoons. You know, because it's the holiday where you put on a costume, you'd think there'd be more Halloween-themed episodes. There's the Transformers animated episode, Along Came a Spider. Probably the best Halloween episode out of the bunch here. Which, in addition to featuring Blackarachnia's origin story, we have Bumblebee, Bulkhead, and Sari dressing up in costumes and trick-or-treating. Sari is especially adorable in her little Optimus Prime costume.
Ooh, look at me. I'm Optimus Prime. I'm scared of spiders.
That's not what I sound like. Is it?
And of course, we also have the story of how Elita 1 became Blackarachnia, which is a little scary and definitely falls into the body horror category. In Rescue Bots Academy, we recently had the episode Trick or Treat, where the recruits get to go out as themselves under the assumption that they're in giant robot costumes. Although Wedge is the only one who actually dresses up.
Exactly how long have you had that in your closet?
It's kind of a cute episode, but nothing too special. Whereas in the original Rescue Bots show, we had the episode Ghost in the Machine, where the citizens of Griffin Rock were celebrating Early-ween, which is a Halloween-like celebration set at a warmer time in the year so that kids don't have to worry about freezing in the cold or having to bundle up and cover up their costumes in order to go out in the cold late October. This episode not only has a ton of cute costumes, with maybe even a reference to Beast Wars Megatron, but it also has an interesting story about the sleek and sexy secret agent fembot Quickshadow being stolen by the high-tech thieves Evan and Miles. And we get this very meta homage to the War of the Worlds, which is performed by Maurice LaMarche, who is kind of known for doing impressions of Orson Welles, who narrated the original War of the Worlds radio broadcast.
I take direction from one person under protest, but from two I don't sit still. Now go! We know a remote farm in Lincolnshire where Mrs. Buckley lives. Every July, peas grow there. Look, I'm not used to having more than one person in there. One more word out of you and you go. Is that clear?
It's amazing how all these little facts link together to give us this perfect combination of casting and story. And I love how this Crustaceans from the Cosmos radio play inspires them to create their own hoax in order to discredit the brothers from revealing the Rescue Bots. Man, I loved this episode. Between the awesome meta references and Quickshadow, who I haven't seen very much of, but I think I'm in love with, this is actually an amazing episode. You know what? This might actually be the best Halloween episode on this list. Why have I not watched more of the original Rescue Bot series? Oh right, because they only had the first season on Netflix. Well, maybe I should do reviews of the original Rescue Bot show anyways. Now, that's it for the official Halloween episodes, but if you want Transformers episodes that aren't strictly about Halloween, but are a bit scary, have some subtle horror aspects, or could otherwise be seen as Halloween related, here are some to consider. In G1, we have the episode Autobot Spike, where Spike's mind gets transferred into the body of Autobot X, a Frankenstein-like creation of mismatched parts of other Autobots. Or, if it's costumes you want, there is the episode Masquerade, where Optimus Prime and some of the other Autobots disguise themselves as the Stunticons to try and trick Megatron and the Decepticons. If you want a little more campy fun, there's the episode Kremzeek, where Megatron creates this little energy creature that terrorizes the Autobots, kind of like the electricity gremlin from the second Gremlins movie. If you want ghosts, there's the episodes Starscream's Ghost and Ghost in the Machine. That's the second Transformers episode called Ghost in the Machine that I've mentioned in this video. Well, as you may be able to tell, both of these episodes are about the ghost of Starscream, who goes around possessing other Transformers and scaring Octane half to death. And if that's not enough Ghost Starscream for you, there's the episode Possession from Beast Wars, where Starscream returns and occupies the body of Waspinator.
When
did Buzzbrain learn that move?
Since his exostructure was commandeered by the spark of Air Commander Starscream!
Continuing with G1, if you like zombies, there's the episode Dark Awakening, where the Quintessons bring Optimus Prime back to life as a living zombie. This scene definitely traumatized some kids back in the 80s. Or if you really like zombies, there's also the episode The Dweller in the Depths, where there's a bunch of weird techno-organic monsters deep under Cybertron, one of which starts turning all the Autobots and Decepticons into these kind of zombie vampires. But that's enough G1 episodes. How about a few Beast Wars ones? Now, we already covered Possession, but how about the Transformers episode that's probably the most like an actual horror movie? Bad Spark, the debut episode of Rampage, aka Protoform X, as he stalks an injured Silverbolt and Black Arachnia. What about Feral Scream, which starts off with kind of a Frankenstein homage as Megatron resurrects Dinobot as a new Transmetal 2 clone that is loyal to him.
Yes, Megatron.
And now I bequeath you half a spark, the very core of a nightmare. From the Tempest Fury, the spark ignites, Messiah new life, Transmetal 2 life.
And Cheetor nearly dies trying to interrupt the experiment. He is thought to be dead, ends up having some scary dreams, and is eventually mutated into his gnarly Sabertooth Transmetal 2 form. Let's move on to Armada with the episode Puppet, the first appearance of Nemesis Prime, an evil creation of Unicron in Optimus's image that repeatedly attacks the Autobots and Decepticons, and, like a real movie monster, this seemingly unstoppable foe is only defeated at the end after Optimus Prime and Megatron combine their power. Going back to animated, we have the episode Predacons Rising, another Black Arachnia episode that is somewhat horror-related, as it contains a heavy reference to the cult classic body horror movie, The Fly. In Prime, we had a couple zombie episodes, like Darkness Rising Part 4 for example, but I think the best standalone one is Shadow Zone, where Starscream uses a piece of Dark Energon to resurrect Skyquake as a zombie Terrorcon, and the kids are trapped in a parallel shadow dimension with him as they try and find a way to escape. Or there's the episode Thirst, where Knockout and Starscream accidentally turn Silas Breakdown into some kind of Energon-sucking vampire, who ends up infecting a good chunk of the ship's population. And I think that's it. I mean, that's a lot of Transformers episodes for you to watch. And if there's any episodes that I missed that are either Halloween themed, or feature monsters or horror elements, or are just spooky, scary, and generally fit the season, let me know down in the comments. Who knows? Maybe next year I'll do a top 10 counting down the bestest, most scariest Transformers episodes of all time. So let me know what you think are the scariest or the most Halloweeniest Transformers episodes that you can think of, and I'll take them into account for next year. For now, let me know if you plan to watch any of these spooky Transformers episodes for Halloween.
Waspinator came after offline. Waspinator have plans.
Are you still celebrating Halloween in some way despite what's going on? If you could dress up as a Transformer, who would it be? As always, remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you next time for more Transformers fun.
Transform and roll out.
Couldn't resist.